about, you get an alert at the SOC, or I get a call right now that says half the company's hit with ransomware. We gotta stop what we're doing,
Right.
and we got to tend to that and make it happen. And the family's got to understand, and the family vacation or whatever it is you're doing, that has to take a whole, that gets put on pause because you have to go earn this paycheck.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the misconception that I won't say it pisses me off, but you have people who are like, yeah, this job, oh, I want to get into tech, or I want to get into cybersecurity because I heard you can make this kind of money. Yeah, you can make that kind of money, but what happens when, especially if you're in a corporate setting, like you said, you're in a SOC. So, I know BlackBerries are dead, but I remember when I worked at my job, and I had to support the board for the company, and I was assigned like the senior vice president of the finance group in that company, and I was on his, like, I was assigned a BlackBerry, and he called me at all hours of the night. So I'm getting calls 4 o'clock in the morning because he's trying to connect to his VPN at home and it can't work, and it's not working. Or he's calling me on a Sunday, as I'm about to eat Sunday dinner, because he's trying to get something done to send to his client in Japan, and he needs help right there on the spot, and sometimes it's stuff that it could honestly be fixed with a turn it off and turn it back on, or did you actually check the settings? So now you're wasting my time, but guess what? You have to be available for that.
Yeah.
There's I'm talking from the tech support space, but now let's move into a cybersecurity space. Breaches and attacks are happening every day. So like we talked about, you get an alert at the SOC, or I get a call right now that says half the company's hit with ransomware. We gotta stop what we're doing,
Right.
and we got to tend to that and make it happen. And the family's got to understand, and the family vacation or whatever it is you're doing, that has to take a whole, that gets put on pause because you have to go earn this paycheck. And the thing is, that's the good thing and the bad thing about being salaries. Like, yeah, we get paid regardless, but there's no overtime, right? Lucky you might find a manager who goes, you put in so much hours or whatever, take tomorrow off, or I'll do something to make it up for you. But as far as actually getting paid hours, paid a rate for this many hours of work, like overtime, that's not that doesn't happen anymore with
Well,
salary jobs.
I will say with Opta, because I'm not in the SOC setting no more. I moved to, like, I'm in fintech now. I'm like with the tech risk, but the past company, well, I will say it was good about it. While I try to get as many people I can on if they on this certain contract. Um, uh, what's the thing called? Shift differential was built into our contract, so you didn't have to worry about whether you work night or day. You already got that built in. Then I ain't gonna lie, I used to rack up. We used to get holiday pay, well, holiday adjustment. So if you worked the holiday, they threw it on there. So we didn't really get overtime, but we did get holiday adjustments, and it came with other things. But like you said, they give us a stipend every month for our phone and internet. So they expect, hey, when we hit you up on Teams, reply. You know,
Yep.
like I'm telling people now, like when we had the incident, we had to let go like a 3 analysts, but they ended up going to different contracts, which left my team 3 people short. So when we had that bad snowstorm in Dallas last year, who y'all think was working overnight? And we
Yeah.
drawing straws. Oh, I'm working overnight. Who you think was working around the clock? Like,
Yeah.
my girl's pregnant at the time, and then I had the 1 year old. I'm up all night, like it's like 12 or something. Like my boy takes me, yo, look what just happened. Boom. Even though I went on, I immediately got on because I wanted to make sure I knew what was going on, but I had to get brief on Monday because it's going to take too long. So I was keeping up with everything about how I had already worked all the alerts out, so I already knew when they was going to ask me, like, well, what did we miss? In short terms, I told my manager, what we missed is they didn't care about the alert. They just BS'd it like this person typically did. But I had to
Right.
do a whole detailed thing going back behind other people's stuff. Not to mention I had a lead role. So on top of trying to go back and do level 1 stuff, I still had to do my lead stuff. So
And you
let's
and
talk
you
about the
you gotta
fun
and you
stuff.
got yeah, and you got to be the one to present it to the higher up afterwards, usually.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, but when you get that on, yeah, or it's your weekend, right? Because a lot of companies have on call rotations. So you earn that money, right?
You definitely.
You earn that money, but this is, again, this is where knowing your craft and knowing what you put out there, or knowing the job you're getting into, will be helpful, because in those high stress situations, like you said, the magnifying glass is on you. So
Trust me.
if you can't perform in them situations, them scenarios, what good are you? You're going to become an asset or a liability. So
Right.
so faking it till you make it, it will never sustain. Like I think about the incident the other day where somehow someone got certified. What was it? The AWS Solutions Architect certification,
Oh
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's not an entry level cert by any means, but this person got this as their first cert and thought they could get a job that would command a pay of $120,000 as a cloud architect. This person had no IT experience whatsoever.
You know what? While you're talking, I'm gonna try to find that because this actually be pretty interesting
So
to
so
show.
so so and then when you did the digging, come to find out, they were told by someone that this is all they needed. They just needed to get in the cloud and that be it. But like I said, they jumped up a cert because the foundational cert for AWS is the certified cloud practitioner certification. But you also don't have any IT experience whatsoever, but you thought you'd be able to get a job, and now you're forced to go on LinkedIn to complain about you're looking for an entry level cloud architect position, which there's no such thing. There's no there's no entry level cloud architect. That's like that's like saying I want to be, I want to be a basic entry level senior engineer. Like, it's like it contradicts itself. But this is the type of information that's getting put out there, and these are the situations that people are putting themselves into. They're getting these certifications that are way too advanced for their skill set or their experience level, and now those certifications are going to be nothing but um, what pieces of paper. See, you want to put the whole thing, and now you're on mute.
I was saying I'm gonna probably black out his name, but
Yeah.
there's some of the stuff people face. Like if I come to people, they'll go get some of these certs or whatever, and be saying, why ain't nobody hitting my line? And I'll be trying to tell them like the certs are cool, but that's not the end all be all. And I also tell people a lot of times how having a cert could sometimes negatively affect you in the interview process, about how you can probably get interviewed a little tougher than you would if you didn't have a cert.
Well, and because the first thing they want to do is when they see a situation like that, right? And use it. And I hate to use the brother as an example, but I'm gonna use him as an example. Um, when you see a situation like that, someone comes in with a solutions architect certification with no experience whatsoever. It screams paper certified to me, right? And paper cert, for those who don't know, paper certified is a phrase that I'm pretty sure it's self-explanatory, but um, you don't have any experience to go with that certification, so you just studied really well, or or